One of the interesting things we've discovered about our brains in recent years is they actually operate much like our computers. And you know, when your computer starts to run really slowly, you take it to a technician, and what's the first question they ask? They'll say, how many applications have you got running? And I'll say things like, perhaps you're the same. Oh, I've got PowerPoint open and Word, and I've got a few websites open. And they'll say, no, the techie will say, how many background applications have you got running? Now, if you're anything like me, you'll say, well, I don't have a clue. And then they'll quickly jump onto your computer, hit a few keystrokes, and they'll say, you've actually got 70 background applications running right now. And as they shut those applications down, your computer roars back to life because it frees up processing capacity. So, our brains are much the same in that every task that you haven't finished, every lingering project that you haven't knocked on the head or completed is like one of those applications that's running in the back of your brain, unconsciously taking up processing capacity. And what you'll find is the moment you finish tasks, start closing the application down, the more of these you do, the more you free up capacity to focus on something new. Now the question is, why don't we finish tasks? Because for a lot of us, we find finishing difficult. And we'll look at 5 common reasons I've come across in working with clients why we don't finish tasks all the way through to completion. The first reason is temperament. It's a personality style thing. Sometimes you speak to people and they'll say, well, I love starting new projects and I don't even mind working on them, but I just get too easily distracted. I move on to the next thing and don't finish off the task I'm working on. And I understand that it might be a personality style thing and that can explain it, but it won't excuse you from the consequences of that. So you're gonna have to counteract what may come naturally to you and your personality type. You may not like finishing off tasks, it may not come naturally to you, but it's so critical if you're going to achieve focus and be productive. The second reason we don't finish things is because we lose motivation. Now, why do we lose motivation? Quite simply, it's because we lose sight of why we're doing something in the first place. The moment you've lost that sense of motivation and enthusiasm, that'll be at the core of it. You're focused on the what and the how, all the stuff you've got to get done, but you've forgotten why. Or you don't see the connection between what you're doing and the outcome in mind. And so the first thing to do is sit down and go, well, why did I start on this task in the first place? Get back to that sense of motivation. Be purpose-driven, not productivity-driven. And if you focus on the why, the motivation will return, at least enough motivation to get the job done, to knock it on the head. Third reason we don't finish off tasks is perfectionism. We often think that people who don't finish tasks don't finish those tasks because they're lazy or they're procrastinating, and often it's the opposite. People don't want to finish because they want to wait till it's just right. And the interesting thing is, of course, that can be as crippling, as debilitating as procrastination. Perfectionism might sound virtuous. I just want to get it right. I don't like to do jobs, half right. And that may sound virtuous, but it's actually stopping you. It's crippling you from getting things done. And so sometimes you need to accept a job that's 90% done, but at least it's done. Number 4, fourth reason we find it hard to finish things is the fear of not meeting expectations. It's hard to be judged on a project that's not finished, but the moment you say it's finished and you release that project to the world, suddenly you start getting evaluated on how good a job you've done. There is something very secure, something very comforting about not finishing because you can't be evaluated yet. And yet again, that can be a mentality that'll cripple you because it stops you from finishing things. It might feel comfortable, but it's robbing you of effectiveness. And the 5th reason we don't finish tasks is because we feel overwhelmed. If you're looking at a task in hand, you're like, I don't even know the way forward. There is so much to do here. Best thing you can do, break it into bite-sized chunks. Try and deal with that sense of being overwhelmed so you've got a bit of a game plan, a pathway forward. So I want to ask you, in the next 24 hours, what is one task, one uncompleted project you could knock on the head, you could finish off? Because by shutting these things down, by finishing these tasks, you'll be amazed the impact it has on your capacity to focus and be productive.